Russian man like inside the dark, call me Bill Snatcher. Just the brother for the rapture. I hang glide, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifesting. The God's work like appliances, dealing in my sleep like a lie.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, the manga, and for anime only fans, this is a ton of month where a lot of the content that we talk about here on the channel is me spoiler heavy, so I thank you for your support. However, if you're still here, I'm assuming you've already hit the like button, because hitting the like button is an easy way to give Sasuke chakra, and you've been watching the anime, so you know that Sasuke Uchiha needs all the chakra in the world he can get, so smash that like button and give Sasuke some chakra. So with all that being said, for today's discussion, myself and King Bullet are going to be looking at BoruShiki's multiplier using the information that we have in the manga as of the chapter that came out in December. So if you're seeing this after the January chapter, keep in mind when this video was recorded, but we're going to be looking at BoruShiki's multiplier and whether or not it's a power up by addition or whether or not it's a power up by multiplication. And depending on which one of these it is, BoruShiki is either about to become super god level beyond somebody like Hagoromo. He's going to be on the level of somebody like Lady Tenten, who is the goddess of the entire multiverse, or he's going to be somebody that's just freakishly overpowered. And the moment that Boruto got that karma seal, this was always going to be the case. It's just a matter of determining how much, and this all goes back to the big thing that goes on with the Otsutsuki period, which is when we were first introduced to them, the Otsutsuki were stated to be a clan that believes in the transference of power. And according to the manga, we know that they update and they evolve every time that they take on a new vessel. So this was always going to be the case. Karma was always going to make Boruto broken, and now that we know this tidbit about the Otsutsuki, it comes down to, is this addition or is this multiplication? And Bullet and I are going to preface our stance by saying this, regardless as to whether or not it's multiplication or whether or not it's addition of power, there's a strong possibility, a strong likelihood that time skip Boruto is stronger than Prime Naruto.
Well, we know this is definitely the case because genetically, Boruto is a beast. Think about it, he has the Hyuga genes and he also has the Uzumaki genes. We know that the Uzumaki are descended from a Senju, so he essentially has Hagoromo's genes and he has Hamura's genes, the two like god tiers of a verse almost. This goes into the importance of narratively Boruto surpassing Naruto, because we know it's definitely intertwined with his development. Boruto wanted to surpass Naruto initially to spite him, since he was pretty much a brat. After countless life and death situations, he wanted to surpass his predecessors, to keep his friends and family safe. This is something he had to develop over time, and I think that's what makes Boruto's character interesting. So Boruto has shown great development, and he's had to learn responsibility the hard way, just like Naruto had to. Since Boruto is Momoshiki's vessel, Boruto has had to overcome his evil force in order to protect those that he loved. Basically, when he can't do this, the people he loves get hurt, like Sasuke loses his Rinnegan for example.
So just as like how Naruto had this monster power inside of him via the Nine Tails that he knew he could tap into, and it could be a great weapon he could use to protect those he cared about and to bring Sasuke back to the village, that led to Naruto over depending on it. You have this opportunity with Boruto where Boruto, because he's not Naruto, he's not an idiot who has to stumble his way through certain situations to understand stuff. Boruto picks up on stuff very quickly. He cuts corners while he does so, but he picks up on stuff very quickly. There's a monster power inside of him that he's gonna need to train to get access to, so you don't have another situation like Sasuke's Rinnegan going poke. So now that we've established the narrative impact and reasoning for this, it comes down to the huge elephant in the room. Is this base Momoshiki plus Boruto? Is this Fused Momoshiki plus Boruto? Is this base Momoshiki times Boruto? Is this Fused Momoshiki times Boruto? And I'll say this, addition or multiplication, it doesn't matter because Boruto's name's gonna be heard far and wide so well you think people are using Raycon earbuds. Raycon's everyday earbuds look better, feel better, and sound better than ever before. The optimized gel tips fit perfectly in the ear and they don't budge or fall out no matter how much you move your head. I've worn these while I've been cooking so I could listen to my favorite podcasts, and I've had no issues at all. I can say with certainty that these are the most comfortable earbuds that I've had to use, and not having to worry about them falling out when I'm cooking in the kitchen is a very big deal. which is a huge testament to how snugly the Raycon everyday earbuds fit inside of your ears. One of the huge selling points for me is the fact that no amount of shaking seems to make these earbuds fall out. You want earbuds that fit inside of your ears very snugly, and that's exactly what Raycon everyday earbuds do. With 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life, you're getting a really great deal, and they're priced at an absolute bargain because you're getting high quality audio at half the price of other premium audio brands. There's a reason why Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 48,000 5-star reviews. Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/NarutoExplain to get 15% off of your Raycon purchase. But with that being said, just want to thank Raycon for sponsoring today's video. So in your opinion, are we looking at like addition, or are we looking at something busted like Potara Fusion and Dragon Ball where it's power multiplied by power?
Yeah, I would assume it's probably not a fusion, and it's rather like this addition where Boruto has his base form and this stacks with Momoshiki's power. Only because if it was a fusion, it would be a massive increase. Just to put into perspective, there's this technique in Jujutsu Kaisen called a Black Flash, and this technique pretty much is an exponent multiplier. Imagine it makes a character who can destroy city blocks, going from that to surface wiping an entire planet. So it's a massive increase. I don't actually think Boruto is that much stronger since he still seems to be in the same tier as Otsutsuki. I don't think he's jumping multiple levels. So in this case, he's probably taking that addition where we have his base form plus Momoshiki's power, which does still make him drastically stronger. It might not be like a 6th level amp, but now he's definitely considered a god tier in the verse since I think Naruto has kind of dropped off.
And to be honest, it makes sense because we are in a transition phase where we're going from this is the story of Naruto and Boruto as Boruto's on admittance, and it's transitioning over to just being Boruto's story. Like I've said before, Naruto's in a situation where he's a lot like Tsunade. He's not weak by any stretch of imagination. He's still the strongest Kage, but it's a situation where he's having a bet on this next generation, and because of how karma works and because of the potential that Boruto has, this is a hell of a gamble that he's making on his son. The same way Tsunade made a huge gamble on Naruto being able to master Sage Mode and then eventually be able to master the Nine Tails power as well. It's a smart gamble. You're playing with house money. But getting back to the multiplier, I definitely agree with you. Because like if it was a multiplier just based off of how Momoshiki and Kinshiki were doing in the battle against Naruto and the other Kage, it's like you had 4 of the Kages have to team up with Sasuke to be able to take down Kinshiki. It was one of those things where if it had been a multiplier, Momoshiki, once he fused, he wouldn't have even needed to draw on chakra from all those parallel universes. Like the Boruto movie novel has a line in there by the narrator to where Momoshiki's thinking to himself, and he's saying that if he was fighting 1 versus 1 against Naruto at 50% power and Sasuke after opening up those interdimension portals, if he was fighting 1 versus 1, he could beat them, but because he's fighting them 2 versus 1, it was a situation where he couldn't overcome their teamwork and chemistry. And if it was a multiplication, that wouldn't have been the case. So I think that there's more evidence to support that it's just the power of the Otsutsuki and the power of whoever the vessel is, those two get added on top of one another. Because at that point, if Boruto was getting a multiplication, again, we would be getting into meme level territory, like how I have the meme of 6 paths, double Rinnegan, Lady 1010 that's able to summon the living tribunal and is able to summon Darkseid with the anti-life equation as her summoning jutsu. The fact is that like Boruto would be on that level of broken if that was the case. And I think that we all know that Boruto, while he is strong, a multiplication is too insane to say that it's 80% times Boruto's power. So my question to you guys, we're gonna have 2 questions for this one. So the first question is do you think this is the best option to have Boruto get powered up from a narrative perspective? And then the second question I have is, do you guys agree with us that this is a multiplier based off of Boruto getting Momoshiki's power as in addition, or do you think it's literally Boruto's power times Momoshiki's power? Which one do you think and why? But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. And do not forget to go subscribe to Bullet's channel. Hands down, those are some of the best videos you're going to see on YouTube, especially if you're into the power scaling, but he also does a lot of the lore stuff too. You're really going to enjoy a lot of this content. I highly recommend checking out the channel. But thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.